I heard you've become a paraplegic now. That sucks. Do your best from now on with rehab and things like that.
Hold on a second. Why are you acting so distant from me now, Tyler? It was your fault in the first place for the accident that's left me this way. You understand that, don't you?
I understand that, but I don't care either way.
You don't care about what you did to me? Huh? You were driving drunk and ended up putting me in this terrible situation, and you're going to say things like that about it? What you've done is not something I'm going to let go of. You should at least be at the hospital with me right now. Can you tell me why you're not at my side? Where even are you right now?
I've left the house already. I'll let you have that crappy house. Ain't that great?
What do you mean you've left our house? And you're giving it to me? That house has belonged to my family for generations, so you're not giving me crap.
Is that so? Well, it doesn't matter because I'm out of there already. I left you the divorce paper there to work on when you get out. Make sure to have it handed in as soon as possible.
Huh?
But make sure not to say anything about me driving drunk, okay? You allowed me to drive the car drunk, so we'd both be in hot water at that point.
I tried to stop you, but you never listened to me and kept saying that everything would be okay. Now, what is all of this about you leaving the house and wanting a divorce from me?
I'm getting a divorce from you, Vicky. Should have known that the moment you found out you couldn't move your legs.
Huh? You're serious about that? There's no way you'd actually want to leave me, right? You think you're going to just leave me now that I can't walk by getting a divorce?
That's exactly it. I'm not gonna stay with someone who can't move around anymore.
Isn't that kind of screwed up, though? Especially when this happened to me because of you.
And so what? You and I are still young, right? And I'm not going to throw away the rest of my life having to take care of a paraplegic.
I never said you had to take care of me forever, though.
But I'll have to, right? You can't even stand up anymore, let alone get anywhere without someone helping you. I want to be married to a normal person, okay? I can't even begin to think of what life I'd have to be pushing your wheelchair around forever. Even having to be married to a cripple is impossible. So we're getting a divorce, please. That's fine, right?
I'm without words because of what I've heard come out of your mouth. After causing me to become paralyzed from the waist down due to your own negligence, you're going to ask me to get a divorce now? And your reason for that is because I can't walk now? There's just no way someone would do that or even could.
Say whatever you'd like about it. This is all going to be impossible for me, having to stay with a woman like you. So can't you spare me from having to waste the rest of my life with you?
Waste the rest of your life? You just ruined a large part of my life and you're going to say something like that? Do you really think you're the victim right now, Tyler? This is so screwed up that I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm fine with a divorce now. But don't ever dare come around me after this ever again.
Why would I? There's no reason for me to. Now, you have a good one, and I hope you can get better soon. If you could start walking again, that would be perfect. Well, that won't ever happen, though. They said that you'd never be able to walk again, right? So your best bet now is to become a pro at using that wheelchair. See ya!
This is all so bad that I'm not even going to read your messages anymore. I really messed up by marrying you. Goodbye forever, and never come around me again.
I can't believe that I'd meet you somewhere like here. Don't tell me that this whole time you've been trying to stalk me.
I would never and never say something that disgusting about me. I have never wanted to meet with you after you divorced me 5 years ago, okay?
Then why are you here at this company's founding party? This is not the kind of place a woman of your like should be at.
What do you mean by a woman of my likes? What kind of saying is that anyways?
I'm sure you have an idea of what I meant by that. This is not the place for you to come to. Well, it doesn't matter to me anyway because after leaving you, my life has become so much more amazing.
Huh? More amazing, huh?
I was able to land a job within this brand new company. And right now, I'm going to be going from a simple man to an elite because of it. And this is all because of me divorcing you and getting remarried to someone that allowed me to get to this point.
I love seeing that you're so happy to be here and are willing to talk down to me because of it. but this will be the only time you feel this happy.
Huh? Why are you acting like you know anything about me? Maybe you do, because you've been trying to stalk me this whole time. I'll act as though this was all a coincidence, as long as you get out of here right now.
Why do you think that this was all a coincidence?
Because there should be no other way that you knew I would be here, right? And I don't want to believe that you're stalking me now. So look around and see how nobody here wants you at this party. Now go! And just to reiterate, I'm so happy that I divorced you. And getting into that accident was like a gift from God, giving me the chance to escape you.
Huh? What are you saying after causing someone to become crippled?
Well, I know I screwed up your life a little, but because of that, I was able to find a wife that's far superior to you. And it's because of her that I've been employed within this company. I'm living my best life right now.
You have no right to be that happy. I was getting so close to forgetting about our past. But now that I've had to run into you again, I've had to see just how much worse of a person you've become. And all of those painful memories are coming back to me.
It was the right choice getting away from a cripple. I was able to marry a beautiful woman, and she introduced me to what will soon be a very powerful company. I'm so freaking happy.
Well, welcome to my husband's company.
Huh?
I didn't come to this party to try and stalk you. I'm here because this company's CEO is my husband.
What are you going on about? Your husband's the CEO?
That's right. Is that a problem for you? I'm happy to see that he's going to be the boss of you. And if you wanted me to prove that he's your CEO, his name's Jeffrey Marcus.
You have to be kidding me right now. Why would he ever be willing to marry a defective woman like you?
How about you ask around about him and I?
Hmm?
I'm sure that you wouldn't know anything about him yet since you're still new here, but I think everyone else here knows about him and I. About how the CEO's wife is in a wheelchair due to being a paraplegic. And that's the reason that he's worked so hard to become a CEO. That's the whole reason that this company works in the medical field with things like prosthetics and wheelchairs.
Huh? Then, hold on. Are you for real?
The woman that you've been talking down to and treating like an idiot is really the woman that's married to your CEO right now.
If that's the case, then I've messed up. You keep all that's happened between us a secret, okay? I'm still a little suspicious about you really being his wife, but please don't talk about us. Don't say a frickin' word. Don't take the career I've just gotten away from me.
Well, everything you've just asked for all is a waste. I'm going to make sure that everything you've done is known.
What the hell? Are you serious? Why would you want to do that to me?
Because I'm a good wife, and I never hide anything from my husband. He already knows about what you've done to me in the past, so... But I'm sure he never noticed that you had been hired to his company yet, so I'm going to have to make that known to him. Oh, I can't wait to see what he'll do to you.
Hold on a second, Vicky. You don't have to do that to me. I had just wanted to see if you were really his wife, and I can see that you are. I think that's pretty insane for you.
The CEO of this company that really loves his wife is going to be pissed. I think he's not only going to have you fired from the company, but he'll make sure that other companies are aware of who you are. I don't think you'll ever have another chance of seeing me again, and that's perfect.
That's not perfect. What are you talking about? Don't say such needless things to the CEO, okay? I've finally been given the chance to work for a huge company like this.
Well, I just told him.
Huh?
He seems to have a little time to talk, so I spoke to him about this. And he blew up when I said things about this, just as I expected he would.
You're lying, right? What?
He told me he's going to take everything that's made your life worth living and throw it in the trash for you. I can't wait to hear about what'll be happening with you next.
Wait, Vicky, can you please slow this down a little? I was just told that I might be fired and was just removed from the party.
If you're going to try and fix it all for this, it's far too late for you. I think this'll go just like I said, where you'll be fired from your job soon. And then you'll probably never be able to work a decent job in this city ever again.
I have no idea what's going on. What are they all talking about?
He's telling everyone about who exactly you are and what you did to me. And don't even bother trying to work the night shift at any of the gas stations around either. My husband is going to make sure that no matter who you try to seek employment from here, they won't take you. Sucks to be you, right? You had only just found a wonderful job and all. But after this, you're going to find it very difficult to make any kind of money in this city.
But you're going too far by allowing all of this.
Could you think about what you've done to me?
What are you talking about, Vicky? What did I do?
You're that far gone then, huh? You had been driving drunk, and with me in the passenger seats got us into an accident that made me lose the ability to use both my legs.
I know about all of that. And I feel a little bad for that.
Well, when you think about who's been going too far with things, look at yourself. And think about your wife for a second.
What are you talking about now? She has nothing to do with this.
Your wife is the senior director's daughter, right? After him and my husband had a talk just a bit ago, the air between them just changed. Did you never tell any of them about what you've done?
Huh? He's the senior director.
I think he's going to have to take responsibility for what you've done and will also be fired if you don't do something. I'm sure you're going to be hated by your wife for this, but good luck.
They have nothing to do with this, though. He's just my father-in-law. He was never even around when everything went down 5 years ago. Asking for him to be fired as well is literally going way too far. Stop it!
Going way too far is all you can say now about what I'm doing. But the only person that took things too far was you after you found out I was paralyzed. And besides, I'm not going to listen to you asking me to stop. My husband is the one that's taking care of all of this, so telling me to stop isn't going to get you anywhere.
But he's your husband, so you can go and tell him to stop all of this. And it's all your fault that this is happening to me.
Really? My fault for all of this? Even though you're the one that's let all of this build up over time? Ha!
Please, can you just look past what I've said today? We could both just act like this never happened and never have to see each other anymore. I had gone through so many hardships to get here, and after finding a wife to help me find this job, I've been living a wonderful life. If I'm going to get fired after this, then all of that would have been for nothing and I'll lose everything I've earned.
Why are you continuing to talk about how hard life's been for you until you got that job when you left me to fend for myself after paralyzing me? You literally called me such terrible things back then and told me that you wanted a divorce only because you wanted a wife that was normal? Do you really think that after doing all of that to me, I was going to let any of this go?
I'm sorry about what I said to you today. I had a few drinks and all, so maybe I was a little too forward with you about what I thought. I never meant to make you remember what happened back then, and I really just wanted to say hi to you.
Well, it's too late now. You're finally going to have to pay for taking my ability to walk freely away.
I didn't ruin your life or anything. That was all due to the accident we got in.
Even if it was an accident, you had been drinking a lot that night and still chose to drive after all my warnings. We had slammed into the light post going 50 miles per hour down that road, and all I remember was that you were outside the car passed out, and I was in the seat slumped over with no feeling past my waist. Such a terrible memory. And it's because of you causing that crash that I'm bound to this wheelchair. The worst thing is that the days after that crash were the worst because you called me horrible things and continued to tell me that you never wanted to care for me. And it wasn't even a week before you had already divorced me and vanished.
Hey, I was young back then and didn't know any better. I didn't know the right things to say back then, and that's why I seemed so cold. Now that I've grown up and know that I've done was wrong. Please understand me.
You've grown up? Huh. After what you said to me today, I understand you completely. You haven't learned a single thing since the accident you caused, and you don't plan to.
Please? Believe what I've said.
I told you that I'd never let any of that go. But I'm sure you even forgot about me saying that back then.
But there's no benefit to tearing me down like this, right? I told you that I messed up. So please, tell your husband, my CEO, about all of this. Are you happy to see me suffering right now?
Tyler, you know very well that I'm loving every second of this. You try to take my happiness in life away, but hey, I'm actually very grateful for the life I have right now. But even now, I still remember everything that you did to me then, things you said to me then. So now, get ready to enjoy what will be living hell after this. Isn't it great that you ended up divorcing me? But I'm sure you'll find out that it's not great. Rather, it's horrible that you divorced me.
After that, Tyler was fired from his newly acquired position, and the senior director was also fired for his role he played in hiring him. And after finding out about this, Tyler's wife was furious to hear his past caused her dad to get fired and asked that he divorce her for that. And I don't blame her one bit, since he never told either one of them about what he did to me. He really did end up causing troubles for more people than just me, and now he's really going to be buried deep for that. And once that had all happened, Tyler got to experience even more of what Vicky said would happen to him, and he wasn't able to find a single place that would hire him. And since he had nowhere to work in the city, he was forced to move away. Nobody around me has a clue where he moved away to, but I'm sure that wherever he is now, he should be working his butt off trying to start fresh. As for Vicky, she is still being loved by her husband still, and the two of them are living in a romantic life together. Seems that getting that divorce back then was much better for Vicky than it was for Tyler.
I'm going to be getting married. And that's just what I deserve for being such a beautiful woman.
Is that so? You're getting married to Andy then? Congratulations.
That is right. But why do you know about him? Did I ever tell you the name of my boyfriend before?
I think that I've known about Andy a lot longer than you have at this point. But you don't have to worry about that. Just congrats on you both getting married. However, I wasn't really thinking that the two of you would ever make it this far together. But you have always wanted to get married to someone, so this is great for you.
What is up with that kind of attitude? Are you trying to talk down to me? Did you really think that I wouldn't be able to get a man to marry me, even though I have this wonderful body?
Huh? Why do you think I meant what I said as a slight towards you? I just wanted to say congrats for finding a man that would marry you, and that I'm happy to see things working out.
Well, you don't have the right to talk to me like that about my situation. Have you even seen the current job you're working? Would you ever think it's okay for an overnight cleaning lady to talk to anyone else the way you've been? You're the lowest of the low in the society, so I'm not going to let you talk crap.
About this again? What about being a cleaning lady means that I'm the lowest of the low? I've been putting a lot of effort into my job, and I take it very seriously. So don't call me anything like a lowlife, okay?
Well, someone like you shouldn't be having to do a job like that. But perhaps that's the reason why I'm the one getting married and not you.
As though you were chosen? Well, just as long as you're getting married for love.
But when I do get married to Andy, I'll become a housewife for him. Unlike a cleaning lady, I'll never have to work in other people's houses or offices to do their dirty work.
I don't have a problem with any of that, though. Layla, do you think you could stop talking down to me about the job I do? I'm starting to become a little bit upset by the way you talk about me. I'm sure that you can't see that yet, but...
Why do I have to care about how you feel when I talk to you? I'm not in the position where I have to give up my time thinking about how low lives feel. And you are the worst of the low lives.
You're going too far, Layla. And to put some things into perspective for you, do you know how you ended up meeting Andy in the first place?
What do you want to say to me? I was introduced to Andy by Mom, right? She told me that he's one of her friend's son.
Huh? Is that what she told you?
That is. So what does that mean to you? A low-life scum like you is not invited to my wedding? If a cleaning lady came to my special day, it would make the whole atmosphere go sour.
That attitude you have right there. Stop it! I'm getting to my limits with the way you're treating me now, Layla. If I were to stay away from your wedding like you've said, things wouldn't go so well for you. So I'm going. Now, I'll see you at your wedding. Mom, I can see that Layla is going to end up marrying Andrew now, right? Have you not told her yet that I'm the one that's known Andy and introduced him?
Well, that's the problem. It became harder and harder for me to tell her that. With that girl, if I mentioned that you were the one that introduced Andy, she'd freak out, right? She'd get all up in our faces again and would think that we're all playing with her.
Well, I can understand that she wouldn't take it lightly. I can definitely see her flipping out at the news that I was the one to bring him along. But it's crazy that she thinks we're being rude or mean to her when she's the one that's been that way to me my whole life.
And that's the reason I never said anything about her to you. But now that she's going to be getting married to him, she'll finally be able to move out of this house. I'm planning on getting out of here myself and into a new home.
Is that so?
I want to move away with Dad to a smaller farmhouse out in the countryside to spend our final years relaxing. And so we've both been waiting a long time for her to leave.
I can see that. Well, thankfully that time has come.
And once things have settled down after the move, we'd love for you to come out and see the place.
All right. But that's only if Layla can get married to that man. I'm starting to feel a bit bad, though, for Andy now that I've introduced him to a demon of sorts. But if he's really that into Layla, then that's great for him.
I think the two of them fit like puzzle pieces, so it's worked out. I think that Lila and him will be able to get along well, even after marriage, so I'm praying that things go smoothly for her and she doesn't throw it all away.
I'm in the same boat as you are. She told me she doesn't want me to come to her wedding. But I'm afraid something will happen if I don't show, so I'm gonna go still, okay?
And you should still go. She's still a little selfish brat, so you don't have to listen to what she says.
Thank goodness. Well, I'm looking forward to the wedding.
Did you not listen to me? Hurry up and get lost, you moneyless lowlife. I don't want you showing yourself to Andy when he should never know that you're part of my family.
Do you have no idea what you've just done? I think that what's happened is literally taking things way too far between us.
Well, it's your fault for coming to my wedding in the first place, right? I didn't even invite you here in the first place, yet you still showed up.
Well, Mom had received an invitation from Andy asking for the whole family to come to the wedding. I knew that you wanted me to stay away today, but choosing to be violent towards me was going too far overboard.
What about that was violent? I was just making sure that your eyes were opened.
Well, you came up to me and slapped me across the face before yelling at me to leave. Do you not see how messed up something like that really is?
You're getting on my nerves, Sydney. What I had to do with you was in defense of my wedding.
What? Do you know what it means to defend something? Are you sure you weren't just assaulting me a second ago?
Lowlife scum are not a part of my family, so hurry up and leave already. You should have listened to me before I had to take action and defend my wedding.
Why do you think that I'm some lowlife that's worth assaulting?
Because you're an overnight cleaning lady.
Layla, look! What you're saying makes no sense right now.
What I'm saying does make sense. I'm not okay with my little sister being a cleaning lady when she had so much potential. I slapped you to try and wake you up, so now that you understand how I feel about you, get lost.
Then you have a great one.
I don't need to hear that from you.
I'm going to do as you wish and go right home. But allow me to say one last thing. The man that you've just married was introduced to you by me.
Really? Why are you starting to say such unrealistic things now?
I get it. You're not going to believe me. But you're the only one that doesn't seem to care.
What do you mean?
Mom just happened to never tell you about his relation to me. She wanted to keep you from getting upset with me for bringing Andy along, and so she never told you a thing about how he's your husband due to me. You were already upset with me due to my job as a cleaning lady, and she couldn't see you believing her without getting pissed. But the reason that I was able to bring him to you is because I became friends with him and his parents due to my job. But I already have a fiancé, so I decided that he should talk to you more if he was looking for someone.
You know him and his parents? What are you talking about? Do you really think I can take a joke like that seriously? Have you got off the deep end now? I'm sorry that you're having to leave my wedding is so distressing, but it has to be done.
The only reason Mom never told you was for the sake of making sure you would stay with Andy. She was afraid of how angry you'd become and that you'd throw your relationship with Andy away because of me.
Are you really telling me the truth? Why has Andy vanished from me all of a sudden? What's going on here?
Maybe it's because his parents watched as you slapped me in the face earlier?
Huh? They saw all of that?
They saw the whole thing unfold! If it wasn't for you laughing so hard at me, they might have not came and looked. But after you slapped me and started to laugh some more, I went and met with them.
Wait, when you went to go see them, you didn't say anything unnecessary, right? And are you for real? About you and Andy already knowing one another?
Because I had known his parents and him for a while. They took good care of me. And it's because of them that I was able to find you a man to marry. But now you've gone and slapped me in front of both his parents.
But I never knew anything about you guys, so maybe this is just you trying to make up crap. Hold on, something's going on. Because you're not here, his parents seem pretty upset right now. And they just told Andy that I've done something wrong. Do you think you could come back here? I feel that if you don't come back right now, things will get pretty bad for me. Please hurry.
Even if you asked nicely, I'm not coming back now, huh?
Huh? Why not? Right now, things are starting to go downhill and I'm a bit panicked. I'm in a bit of pinch right now, so please come back here. Why, after a little slap to my sister, are they all starting to get worked up? Hurry up and get back here.
You asking me to come back now after telling me to get lost out of panic isn't going to work.
Why?
Because you just told me, Layla. You said you don't see me as family, right?
No, that's not what I meant by that.
And now that you've said and done things to someone as vital as me, you might end up getting divorced from him pretty soon. I'm sure that both Andy and his parents are regretting me introducing him to you. We had tried so hard to make things work out between you two. But I've already talked with Andy about this.
Huh? Why? Why are you talking with him before asking me for permission? You don't have to do things like that behind my back. What have you guys been talking about?
I told him that you no longer see me as your family, and so he no longer has to worry about you and I. I then ended our conversation by asking that he do what he thinks is best regarding you.
Huh? What do you mean by that? Do you think that he needs to do something about me being with him now?
Well, you talk down to me for being a cleaning lady, and even have gone as far as to regard me as nothing but a stranger now. I feel as though he should understand that and think twice about being married to you.
Please don't tell me you told him all about that, right?
Of course I told him.
Why did you do something like that to me?
That's right. I almost forgot to say this. I think you really don't know the importance of this.
What is it now? What importance is there that I'm unaware of?
Andy's parents are actually the ones that own the company in which I work for.
Huh?
You've been going on about how much you dislike those that work in the cleaning industry. And since you seem to hate people like me so much, it wouldn't make sense that you be married to the son of two people that own a company which is in the cleaning industry, right?
Hold on. Andy is the son of the company's CEO? I had a feeling that he had a lot of money, but I just assumed he was working for a good company, that's all. That would mean that I've landed the perfect husband, right?
Well, that's only if your marriage to him lasts, right?
I never knew about that. He never mentioned to me that his parents owned a company. I'm freaking out right now because there's so many things I never was told about. This is all way too different from the situation I was thinking about. What should I do now?
Asking me what you should do will get you nowhere. that all has nothing to do with me now. I think that your wedding will be canceled now, and you being married to Andy will crumble, right? You're going to go back to being a single and jobless loser, right?
What is with you calling me that? I'm your sister. And if all of that happens to me because of you, you get back here right now and do something about this. I've never heard of a little sister acting out like that towards her older sister.
Well, I don't think of you as my sister anymore.
Huh?
After what's happened, I'm thinking of just cutting ties with you now. I like to think that someone who's willing to slap their own sister is no family of mine. And so I'll do whatever I can to make sure I don't have to see you anymore. Now, goodbye forever.
Wait, what are you saying? If you are to cut ties with me right now, what will happen to my marriage to Andy? Stop trying to run away from your responsibility.
Well, to be honest, you being married to him was never going to work. He was going to become aware of you at some point in time, so aren't you happy that his eyes have been opened now? Ah, and another thing. Mom and Dad are going to be moving away. And they said they're no longer going to take care of you anymore. So, if you're thinking of going back to them, they won't be there. Don't forget about that, okay?
What's going on? Are you saying that Mom and Dad are going to throw me away as well? You getting in the way of my wedding is the worst thing ever.
I didn't get in the way of anything. You just messed up by slapping me in the face.
That was just a joke, or maybe it was just an accident.
No matter how you try and make excuses for what happened, it won't help you. Now, good luck with your marriage. But before you try for marriage, maybe find yourself a job. Right now, you're just a complete loser. Are you not embarrassed being 33 years old and still living with your parents under all their care? You like to call cleaners lowlifes, but when you think about it, someone who's unemployed and lives with their parents is the real lowlife. See you never, you lost cause! Never try talking to me again. In the end, Layla was left in despair after her wedding was canceled. She immediately ran away from everyone at the wedding and their short marriage was over. Andy's parents tried searching for her as they still wanted to talk to her about why she would do what she did, but after searching for her for hours, they gave up and let her be. Andy was left a small bit heartbroken, but was more relieved than anything else since he was able to see the true person that Layla really was. Layla tried running back to her parents' house, but would soon find that it was already too late for herself. Layla's parents were already out of their old house and moved to the countryside by then. And since she had no one to rely on anymore, she was forced into having to support herself. She tried to get Sydney to help her, but by that point, Sydney had already blocked all her ways of contacting her. Sydney had also gotten married to her fiancé as well, and moved to a new location. And so, Layla was left with nothing but herself, and had to start from scratch like most people had done in their early 20s. If only she had gone out and started fending for herself sooner. Something like this would never be happening to her.